Hey, I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we are going to talk about how I manifested my dream Jeep in 6 months. And these are manifestation tips that you will literally be able to apply to anything. You can take these tips and literally apply it to anything. I'm going to share with you about my Jeep, and I will share with you why. But if you are new here, hey, my name is Kristen Jones. I'm a spiritual coach for healers and a quantum Reiki Grand Master. And it is my intention to help women who are healers, who are hidden healers, step into their power and really tap into their gifts so they can ascend, help their clients, and help the collective even further. So if you are live with me, I want you to make sure that you're interacting with me. Give me some hearts, give me some hands up, give me some comments, let me know that you're here. Tell me where you are. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. I want to connect with you. So let's talk about this. I have my notes up on my laptop, but I saw in my time hop on February 20th. Let's see. Hey, Selena. If you're, hey, Michelle. Hey, Kate, if your IG handle is not your name, make sure that you comment your name too. Hey, Casey. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. So I saw, just to recap, I saw on my time hop on Facebook on the 20th was my year Jeep anniversary, and I was like, holy crap. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know exactly when. And I'm going to share with you the story of how I found this Jeep and kind of the different things that happened. And I'm also going to give you these tips so you can apply these to literally anything in your life. So I really desired a Jeep. And I know that seems like super materialistic, but I don't care. I wanted that thing. So first things first was, let's just go ahead and dive into the tips. Actually, we're going to dive into the tips. Yes. I got so the first one is I got really fucking clear on what it was that I wanted. I knew I wanted a firecracker red. There was no exceptions to this. I knew that it needed to be newer than the car that I was driving. So I was driving a 2014 Mazda 6. It was, a show car. When we were stationed in Arizona, it was a vehicle that the Mazda dealership took around to the valley where we lived, and they showed it off. And so I bought it in 2013 when my youngest son was 10 months old, and it was an amazing car. I traded in a white Mazda that I had for my silver Mazda. I called it the Silver Bullet. And I loved that car. It served me well. It supported my family. It wasn't super comfortable, but it had all the features that I wanted except for heated seats, but I didn't need heated seats in Arizona. Didn't need them until I moved to South Dakota. And so I loved that car, but I was ready for something different. I was really okay. And anyway, so it was in 2014. I knew I wanted something new. I was like, if I'm going to trade in this car that has zero issues, it's never had any issues, it had under 100,000 miles, I wanted it to be a newer year than what I already had. So the color, firecracker red. The year was 2015 or higher. When I was looking at the models and the styles of the Wranglers, I did not like the 2015 or the 17. There was certain little features that I was like, this is so, I don't really like that. That doesn't vibe with me. Hey, Samantha. And so, what else? Features. I really wanted a backup camera, but that wasn't a make or break. And for me, I knew that I wanted a hard top. I knew that it had to have an amazing sound system. You guys know if you've been following me any length of time. If not, please watch my stories and connect with me because I want to hear from you. I love music. Music is a big piece of my life. All styles, preferably rock, but I also love 90s and 2000s. Anybody else still jam out to it like they're still in high school or middle school? That's me. I'm the cool mom. Anyway, and so the backup camera was not make or break. It had to have leather seats. It had to have heated seats. Heated seats were non-negotiable. And it needed to have, not all Wranglers. I mean, Wranglers are rugged. They're like the OGs, right? They're the original military vehicles. And so some of them don't come with the heads-up display. And that was a non-negotiable for me. I was like, I'm not going from a heads-up display to not on. So I had all of these things that I wanted. And so I got super clear on all of this. And it is important for us when we are manifesting something, when we are trying to bring in more of what we desire, to get really, really clear. What does that look like? What does that visual look like for us? What is it that we can see ourselves doing, right? And so the second tip is I wrote down, I can feel it in my heart. Like, I still love this sexy beast of a Jeep today just as much as I did the day that I bought it. So I wrote down how it would feel to make me get the keys. Like, how would it feel when I put the keys in my hand? How would it feel to drive it? How would it feel to take the top off and go topless? The wind in my hair, the kids in the back. I can still even, like, as I'm talking to you, I can see the visualization that when I meditated, that came up every time. So we live in Western South Dakota. If you've never been here, you've never looked it up, please do yourself a favor and look it up. It is gorgeous here. So we have this really amazing place called Reptile Gardens, and it's so cool because it comes out of Rapid City, South Dakota, into like this beautiful overlook, and you can see Reptile Gardens, but you can see the visual of the hills. And every time I'm on that highway, something lifts. I can't explain it. It's energetic. Something lifts. And so that is the visual. Every time I would visualize me, what it would feel like to be topless in my Jeep, sun shining. Of course, it's got to be summer here. 100% has to be summer here. But it was summertime, sun shining, wind in my hair, kids in the back, music up, driving down this highway, and I'd see the hills. I'm smiling, and I also would imagine how it would be to go off-roading. I love to hike. I love nature. I love to go off-roading. That is something that I do, take my Jeep out. We don't beat it up or anything, but I imagine what that would be like. So when you're manifesting something, feel the feelings of what it would be like if it were already yours. How would that make you feel? If it was already yours, if that thing it is that you're desiring, if it was already yours. For me, the words that came to mind were freedom, badass. Like, even yesterday, my husband took my Jeep to go get my laptop from the computer place, whatever, for them to fix it. And he when he got back, he was like, do you feel like a badass when you're driving your Jeep? And I was like, yes, actually, I still do. Every day. I feel so cool. And he's like, I can see why you jam out in that thing because it has a great sound system. And it does. It jams. And so, what are the words that describe that feeling that you can come back to? So again, for me, freedom, badass, just joy and excitement, right? So the third thing is, again, this goes back to the second one, is visualization and meditation. So we know now when we are calling in our desires, we've wrote it down, what it would look like, what it would feel like to get whatever it is, to bring that into your current now, right? So what we're doing is we're stepping into that version of us that already has it. If we already had it, what would that feel like? And then visualizing and meditating daily on how it would feel and embodying it now. And I am going to go into this deeper on another live. I'm doing a manifesting series. So there's going to be at least 3 videos. So I want you guys to turn on your notifications because it's just good. This is good. And I literally visualized how it would, what that would look like. So everything that I just told you, that's exactly what I visualized. When I closed my eyes, I would just put on music, or I have a really great meditation that I love to go to again and again when I'm really actively manifesting. I keep wanting to say meditation. A meditation for manifesting on Insight Timer. It's a free app that you can download that has all kinds of great meditations, visualizations, binaural beats, all the things. So Insight Timer, go download it. It's free. And then I would just search meditations for visualization or meditations for manifestation. And I found one and I saved it, and it's 10 minutes. And I would just follow it. And there were times where I would visualize this image that I just shared with you, and I would feel the feelings, and I would just have tears of joy running down my face. Like, it's already happened. Like, it's already happened. It's already here. There is no other option. And any time that, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. Oh, yep, let's not get ahead of myself. Okay, so I embodied that feeling now. Okay, so tap into to apply this to your life, and something you're actively manifesting or desiring to bring in. Visualize and do a manifesting meditation or a visualization and bring it into your existence. You could even put on some nature sounds or some music or some binaural beats or whatever feels good, some singing bowls or anything like that. On YouTube is another great resource, and just allow yourself to sink into it. Okay, the fourth thing is express gratitude for what you already have, and then truly feel the feelings. Do you see how I'm just continuing to like just nail this on the head with feeling the feelings? This is an important piece that I feel that people miss. People miss the fact that, and I think this comes from The Secret. This is a whole nother topic that I don't want to dive fully into, but have you ever read the book? Tell me yes if you have. Have you ever read the book or watched, it used to be on Netflix, I don't know if it is anymore, The Secret? When we read The Secret, it tells us if we want it, we can have it. And all we have to do is say that we want it, and then we just kick back on a beach with a pina colada, and it gets to be ours, and it comes in. And that's not wrong. But man, it would take for fucking ever for it to happen. But we can collapse time by feeling the feelings of it already being ours, right? And so expressing gratitude for what we already have. So the truth was, applying this to my Jeep, I didn't have the Jeep yet, but I was making space for it. I was claiming it. It had no other option but to come in. And so I was doing things like clearing out my garage, and I was like, okay, I want this Jeep. I know I'm going to get a lift. I know I'm going to get bigger tires if it's stock, which was preferable. I wanted to put on my own stuff. And so I was like, okay, if I already had this Jeep, what would I need to do? What would I be searching for? What would I be doing? I would be making space in my garage. I would be moving things around. I would be cleaning it out to make sure that I had the space. I would be searching around for Jeep parts and different things to do with my Jeep. I would be looking at Jeep trails and things like that. And then I would express gratitude for what I already had. And even though for me, especially in the winter here, my husband has a truck and I would drive it as often as I could in the winter, but I didn't feel safe driving my Mazda. And I loved that car. But in the winter, everybody had big trucks. Everybody had SUVs. And so it was just like, it just made me feel so uncomfortable to not have a four-wheel drive of some sort in a place that gets a lot of snow and gets slick a lot. I mean, it snows here where we are in the western side of South Dakota, from anywhere between end of September through end of May. So we have a lot of cold months here. And so anytime I did get into the car, I was so grateful and so thankful for being so supported, right? Okay. So to apply this to your life, what are you grateful for now? And not just, I'm grateful for my family. No, who specifically are you grateful for? Why are you grateful for? When you think of when you think of them, what are the feelings that come up? So when we make these gratitude lists, you can make a list of a ton of things, pages and pages, if that's what feels good for you. Or you could be like, I'm going to really hone in on a couple of things I'm really grateful for, and I'm going to hold that feeling in my body. Gratitude is, it collapses time, but it is the quickest, it is one of the highest frequencies that we can be in. And so allowing ourselves to be in those feelings alone, it regulates your body to getting used to feeling those feelings. Okay. The next tip, tip number 5, I shifted any and all bullshit limiting beliefs that told me that I couldn't have it. So I was trying to go into this earlier, but anytime a thought came in that was like, girl, you can't have this. This is not possible for you. How are you going to afford that? How are you even going to make the monthly payment? What is the gas price is going to be? There's just no way you can make that work. F that. It is mine. Actually, no. So here's what it sounds like when I have a negative thought. Sometimes I don't catch it right away. I'm just here having a human experience too, okay? I'm not immune to all of this stuff. So what I do is, as soon as I hear the negative thought and I'm aware of it, I shift it to a better feeling thought, to something that is actually what I feel to believe is my truth. And I'm allowing my subconscious mind to be reminded that I actually do get to have it. I actually am worthy of it. There's a lot that can come up when we are manifesting something. And one thing that you can do is journal through it. So if you need some journaling prompts, go to my website, andsherises.com, scroll to the bottom, click on free resources. I have my free journaling guide that has my journal to heal method. This will work for your limiting beliefs too. If something comes up for you and it says, well, you can't have that. Well, why can't I have that? Where is that coming from? Who says I can't have that? That doesn't make sense. Actually, I can have whatever the fuck I want because I say I can, because it feels good and it feels aligned, and I am worthy of my desires. And some of this stuff for me, I've done a lot of solar plexus work where worthiness has been a big thing for me. And so I tap back into the worthiness. I am worthy. I'm actually worthy of having this. I'm actually worthy of having my desire. It's okay if it's a materialistic thing. It is something that I am happy now, and I am excited to have this in my current now. And I know that it's going to be able to bring so many adventures and joys. And see how I'm just riffing on this? It's going to be able to bring me so much joy and excitement and travel and exploration with my husband and with my kids and with my family. Like even my sister, my dad, my brother-in-law, and my husband and I hopped in the Jeep when we were in a cabin in like up in the mountains, up in the Black Hills this summer, and we just went off-roading near the cabin, and it was so much fun. Like, you find things that you don't always find on foot, right? So shift any and all BS limiting beliefs. So when you're applying this to your whatever it is that you're manifesting now, when something comes up that says, I cannot have this, or this isn't possible, or is this even possible, or you're finding yourself that you're finding that you're questioning yourself, notice the thought. Do the journaling activities, 110%, do the journaling activities. Give yourself the opportunity and the time to process through what it is that's coming up. And then allow yourself to shift. As soon as you notice a thought, allow yourself to shift. Real talk. That was my timer or my reminder to start my vehicle so I can go get my son from school in like 10 minutes. It's just a thing. I'm never on time. Anyway, I digress. So notice the thought, shift it. Is it even possible? Oh, I see that thought. Why am I thinking that thought? Is that actually true? Well, no, it's not true. Well, what is true? Well, the truth is that I can have whatever I desire. Well, do I have proof in my life that I've been able to bring things into my existence? Like, look for proof as to how it is possible, how it does get to be true. Like, the different things that you have brought in that felt unexpected, but when you look back, you're like, oh, I actually think I manifested that. We're manifesting all the time. Good experiences or learning experiences. I don't feel like there's a good or bad, really. So we're always manifesting experiences, either side of the spectrum. Always. Okay. This one was fun. I got a story to tell you on this one. Every time I saw someone drive a Jeep, I celebrated. It was confirmation to me that it was possible for me too. If somebody else is driving a Jeep, why not me too? That just means it's getting closer to my existence, right? So here's what happened. I actually started this process. Let me see if there's other tips. Yes, okay, there's one other tip I want to share with you. Actually, a couple. One of them's kind of fun. So this one is actually fun too. So anytime Actually, I started this process, I want to say around spring of 2020. And I just started saying every time I saw a Jeep, this is actually really ridiculous, but it was super fun because everybody got involved. I was like, every time a Wrangler drove past me, I was like, beep, beep, I want a Jeep. And it just became this really funny thing as a joke at first. And then it caught on and my boys started doing it. And then my husband started doing it. And then I started doing it at our first cabin vacation in 2020 in the summer. My parents, my sister, my brother-in-law were all doing it, and they didn't tell me this, but they were all doing it. Even when they went back home, anytime they saw a Wrangler, they were saying, beep, beep, Kristen wants a Jeep. And so it just elevated over time, where every time we passed a Wrangler, it was this thing that we did. And I was like, just admiring the shit out of this gorgeous vehicle, what I really loved and what I really loved about it. And so I just made it a game. And so because it can be easy for us as human beings to fall into this trap of, well, this jealousy or resentment that somebody else has something that we desire. But what if you saw it differently? What if you chose to be like, well, actually, this is proof that it's possible for me too. There's more than enough for everybody to go around. Everybody gets to win. Everybody gets to be abundant. It's a choice. It truly is a choice of shifting the mindset and learning how to work through the stuff that's not serving you, choosing to heal at deeper levels. Even as healers, we get the opportunity to continue to dive in and manifest and heal and heal and heal and bring out the things that it is that we desire. What happens along the way is a lot of really life-changing things, right? Where we grow and we learn and we choose joy. And I mean, if anything, I was like, well, what do I have to lose about doing all of this? At least I'm having fun. It's fun. It's fun to manifest. It's fun to play in the energy of possibility, right? So anytime you see something that someone else has that you desire, pay attention to your thoughts. Are you like, yes, thank you, universe. Thank you for the confirmation that I'm closer than I even thought I was. Thank you, universe, for showing me that someone else has something that I desire and this is possible for me too. Okay? And then the 7th tip, and this one is huge. So I surrendered to the outcome of the how and the when. And I focused on doing what I loved. So all of this is fun. I did the gratitude daily, the manifestation and the visualization, the shifting the bullshit thoughts, all of the things. But I also gave myself the opportunity to release. Instead of gripping onto it and trying to force it to happen, I let go. I did do other things. I downloaded Car Gurus or whatever app it was. I don't remember. I downloaded the app and I looked in a 500-mile radius. I was willing to drive for it. I didn't care as long as I was going to get what I wanted at the price that I wanted, at the mileage I wanted, with the specific year and the make, model, and all the accessories and things that I wanted on it. I didn't care. I would drive. We actually drove from western South Dakota all the way up to Minnesota for my husband's truck. He got what he wanted. We manifested his truck too. It's not as exciting as my Jeep though. It probably is to him. But anyway, so I let go. What happens when we are trying to control the situation? Our hands are just squeezing. We are gripping. We're not willing to, we cannot open our hands to receive, right? But if you relax and just trust, that hurts my hands even doing that, to surrender to the outcome, guess what happens? Look, now my hands are open. They're open to receive. And so letting it go, I don't have to know how. I don't have to know when. I set an intention for it to be by the end of May 2021, but I wasn't ride or die. Was oh my God, the world's going to explode if I didn't get my Jeep by the end of May 2021. I really started diving into this process, this specific process. I would say the end of July, maybe the beginning of August. But it was a 6-month process where I did this. And what happens is we collapse time. And I was able to manifest my Jeep in 6 months. So one other thing I wanted to show you actually is I I gotta move this. So I actually also put a background on my laptop. Oh, can I flip the camera? Oh, here we go. So this is my laptop background. So I changed the background, and so every time I open up, I'm like, damn, that is a hot Jeep. Like, yes, I can imagine driving it. I can imagine myself being it. My Jeep is that color. I did want a Rubicon at the beginning, and then I was like, you know what? I would love a Sahara. So I was available for either option. What happened was I downloaded the app, and the morning that I bought the Jeep, I found the one that I own now, and it happened to be 45 minutes from us. Again, I was willing to drive in a 500-mile radius. I was willing to drive, but it happened to be 45 minutes away. And I went and showed my husband, and he was like, that's not a Rubicon, Kristen. And I was like, I know, but I'm available for a Sahara as well. Saharas can do almost everything that a Rubicon can. There are some limitations to it. Doesn't really matter. And I had literally never driven one before. And so when we called, we asked questions. They were super amazing. They were so nice. And actually about a month prior, I was on Car Guru and I found a black Rubicon. Remember I said I wanted red? I was manifesting red. And we were like in negotiation with them, and it just fell through, and they were so rude, not the word I wanted to use. They were so rude and disrespectful. And I was so mad, and I was like, it's fine. Like after I stomped my feet, and I was like, you know what? It's black. It's not firecracker red. I said I wanted firecracker red. And then this one came up, and it got it for it's a 2016. The only feature it doesn't have is a backup camera. It has leather seats that are heated, which comes in handy in South Dakota, even in the summer. We were able to put new tires on it that are bigger, and get a lift on it and replace the suspension. We've done all kinds of things with it, and we're just getting started, but it has been such a dream to even drive it, even every day. It is such a joy. And so I know, like I said, I know that this is applicable to my Jeep. I'm specifically talking to my Jeep, but when you can take these tips and you can apply them to literally anything. And so I hope this helped you. I hope this gave you some inspiration. If you need those journaling prompts, you can go to my website again, antrises.com, click on free resources, and it's the journaling guide, or you can go to the link in my bio, XO_Kristen Jones, and download that there. It should be in there as well. I am going to do, like I said, I'm doing a manifesting series. So if you are like, oh, I really am curious about learning more, take these tips, do the inner work, allow yourself the energy of fun and play. This gets to be fun. It gets to be flowy. It gets to be playful, and you get to enjoy the process along the way. I am also going to do at least 2 more lives. I don't know exactly when, but we're going to do, so the manifesting series, what the hell does getting into the feeling of your desires even mean? So I'm going to dive into that, because I know it's common to be like, what does that even mean? How do I even do that? Right? So I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then something else that has come up quite a bit is, what if I realize that I'm thinking or I'm feeling like I'm thinking negative thoughts, or I'm feeling low frequency feelings? Does that stop my manifestations? And so I'm going to cover that as well. So this is going to be really fun. Selena, you are so welcome. Casey, thank you so much. I need to wash my hair, so I just used my crimper. Whatever shampoo I used at the spa, it's not good. It weighed my hair down so much, and I don't want to wash my hair yet. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you slide into my DMs, and feel free to re-watch this video. It's also going to go up on my podcast, Rides Within Conversation, so you can listen to it with ease if you'd like. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I will talk to you soon.